Morning. This watercolour I painted probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. Might be longer. Just a woody stream, really. I'm going to change the background, I think, but I'm going to do something like it again. I like the type of view. It looks complicated, but it isn't really. Now, there's my watercolour kit. Let's just come out a little bit. So we've got Payne's Grey, burnt sienna, cadmium yellow, raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine and burnt umber. The Ron Ranson large hake, a number 3 rigger, and a couple of bits of plastic card, Barclay card or whatever, for scraping out highlights and rocks and stuff like that. I'm not going to do any drawing. I'm going to just go straight in with the painting. I'll move the screen though to somewhere else where I can see it. Okay, so I'm going to wet the paper all over. So we'll just come up to the board. There we are. You can see most of the painting on there. I'll just wind the camera up a bit so that it's looking more perpendicular to the paper. Oh, that'll do. Okay, I usually spray my paints with a bit of water first. Well, I normally always do, because otherwise you're scrubbing away at really dry paint, and you don't have to. Just give it a nice spray, clean out the middle of the palette, which I have done with a bit of tissue. Just keep it nice and clean. I'm working on a table, sort of like improvised table, a piece of side of a wardrobe, an old wardrobe. And it gives me a quite big working space, look. That's on the edge. And there we are. Right, okay. So we'll put in a bit of raw sienna. We'll keep the light sort of central from this one. So a bit of blue. And a bit of red. It's very easy to centralise the light. Get it heavier over the top, really. While the paper's wet, you can do more or less whatever you want with it. Now the brush is splitting, so we want to bring that back together again. Okay, that'll do. While that's spread, I'm going to put in a mixture of heavier raw sienna and some cadmium yellow. Quite dry. We'll just bid my horizon. I like using the hake for these sort of things. This will all go bleed in. And as that dries, I'm going to etch some more out. Okay. I just re-clipped. You don't need to stretch your paper. This is £130 weight Fabriano. Right, let's get a bit of dark on the far bank here. Oh, okay. Let's have a bit of So here's our, that's the basic drawing. That's a, great dodge using your fingernail, lifting out. Got to keep one side subordinate. I'm going to go in, it's quite heavy there with some burnt sienna and some Payne's grey. Don't mix it too much and don't overwork the painting when you do this, because it will go muddy otherwise, and it's the last thing you want. So just a sort of bank coming up there. Put a bit of red. Sienna, we're going to be the rocks and a bit of cadmium. Some blue over that. The grate used to get away, all the roads seem to be blocked. I'm not going anywhere. Right, let's put some nice rocky slide down there. Try not to overdo this. Right, now we get on. We'll put some. I'm going to use a sponge in a minute, but I'm just going to get some trees, some grey. Let's get some grey. Going to have more blue. So I do most of this with a rigger. I mean with a hake. This will die back. Right, we'll use a bit of rigger there. Okay, that'll do for the moment. Let's go back over the other side, just reclip, just pull it tight. See, warm colours at the front, but we've got some warm colours in the middle, in the distance, which allows for the sun to sort of come through. Oh, that's the general effect. Right, let's just put my camera back. So I'm changing it around quite a bit. Right, let's put in some cooler colours now. Some bushes. Okay, now we'll put in. Oops, so I was going to put this bit up or lay it down. It clamps onto the, or stops the board going right back. so I have to be careful it doesn't tip. Right, okay, let's get some similar stuff over here. It's a nice warm in there. So a nice bit of green in there. The cadmium yellow mixes beautifully with the burnt sienna. And we'll have a bit of right, now there's a bit of scraping. Just go smaller when you go into the distance, just give it a little impression. Okay, they look quite good. I'm letting that dry so that I can put some, I'm not going to put any rocks in the water, I'm just going to put the water in with a sweep. Because it is a tumbling stream, so there's the reflections, well, there'll be nothing sort of too obvious. I've got to work on that when that's dry, so let's start to put in some let's clean the brush. I'm going to put bigger ones in as I get round to them. The hay gives a lovely impressionist feel. Right, okay, so that'll do for that. Alright, let's get a richer trunk now. Sort of a grey colour. So I like coming here, so let's put a bit of dark on one side of this tree. Bit of a rigger. doing this, just try to, if you hold it at the end, you can get more of an impressionist feel to this. I want some blue now, just let's complete these here. Right, okay. We can lose that in a minute. Alright, let's get a couple of trees on the other side now. Or so I give all these different planes. Okay, let's just get a few more in there. Right, let's go up now with some more. New brush splits, just gently bring it back together. This one's starting to get old now. Right, let's add a few dark notes to that. Right, let's just put in a little bit of lost that bit. Put that back. Right, we've got a nice tangle of trees here. Okay, so we've got plenty of recession there now. So what we've got to do now is there's a bit of shadow, a bit of this here. Just a nice colour, that yellow. And then repeat that nice weak bluey right, I'm going to stiffen up around here. And we'll get in some dark. Change the colour there, don't I? So let's get some nice bit of shadow on these rocks here. Okay, let's get a nice dark bit for that reflection in there. Right, let's some of those rocks a little bit. Okay, clean the brush. I'll give that a dry now, so headphones off. I want to thicken up some of the banks for the detail. I've got the basis of it in now, so let's just. Ron Nash used to call that a thirsty hake. Right, let's start the sponging. We'll put in some blue in these trees here, some bluey spring green, so a bit of blue and a bit of the cad yellow. And some of this in here. So I give the impression that that's behind rather than in front. Now we're going with some nice greens. Cad yellow, touch of, let's have a bit of sienna in there as well. I want to leave some of the light shining through here, too much of this. Right, that's where we want someone there. trying to get a bit of opaque stuff over this tree here. That's good, quite like that. Right, well that's not overdone I don't think. Right, now we're going to do some filling in now, some texturing, burnt sienna, bit of Payne's grey, bit of yellow, bit of blue. I do love burnt sienna, and that yellow mixes so well with it. And a bit of Payne's grey, get lovely rich greeny darks. Okay, just a little bit in here. Right, I don't think I'm going to do too much more than that. I'll put a couple of figures in if I can find a space for them. I reckon one stands on that precariously on that box. So I'm going to have a bit of red, a bit of light red for that, and a bit of cap yellow. Oh, let's give a bit of scale. Okay, so he's just looking out. When you do figures, as often as not, it's good to look at them going into the picture rather than coming out, taking us in. I need to just clean out a little bit there. Okay, let's see if we can lift out some of this here. Just gives a little bit of detail in this otherwise bare sort of bank. Okay, I don't. Let's have a look at the. Yeah, it needs a bit of strengthening up in here. So just a bit of blue, light blue. It's still very faint. Right, okay, so that's going to do. So we'll give it a signature, put it in the blue mounds, I think. Okay, so that'll do. So I find it very satisfying working from my old paintings. Now that's totally different to what I work from, and I think that's quite reasonable. I probably should just delineate that bank a little bit. Needs a bit in there. Always a good dodge to fill in something that needs a bit of extra work. Just add something. I don't think we can put any shadows in, but we can. So a bit of blue, a bit of red, a bit of umber. Oh, that should be coming down, isn't it? Right, okay. So there we are. Just about finished. So one, I'll be going uphill there, won't we? Ooh. I have to change that a bit. I've gone just a little bit. Right, that's it. No more. Quit when you're ahead. Okay, so there's a sort of another woody scene. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.